All right, guys, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we got My Hero Academia Season 3, Episode 57, Rescue Exercises. So last episode, the entire Class 1A passed the first part of the exam, guys. So we all moved forward with the last bit of heroics from our man, Belly Button Glamour guy. I cannot remember his name for the life of me. But all I remember about him is his belly button, and he always says bonjour. So I might just start calling him bonjour. You guys already know, man. I got a couple nicknames for these guys. So, but he helped by basically kind of giving like this whole bat signal thing where it kind of drew everybody in, and that allowed Class 1A to kind of use that as like to their advantage and distract everybody and tag everybody out so that the entire class could pass. So this episode we did see in the post-credit scenes last episode that this one, in order to pass the second part of the exam, or I think they said this was the final part of the exam, is you have to execute rescue missions. So saving bystanders because they blew up some of the map so that they created a bunch of like buildings falling and rocks falling and all that kind of stuff. So now you have to go and we have to try to rescue people to pass. We kind of debated a little bit last episode about how they would go about doing this. Like, are they going to gauge it based off of like, hey, you rescued so many people, so you pass, or you have to rescue 5 people to pass, or are they going to do it in a team type of a thing where it's like, hey, team of 5, and you guys have to successfully rescue everybody within this terrain or this region with no casualties, and then your entire team passes. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how they go about it, but we were kind of just talking about how we think they might play out this part of the exam. But hopefully in this episode, we get to find out how they actually are going to gauge this exam on whether or not you pass. So with all that being said, guys, if you haven't already, man, consider hitting that subscribe button, guys. We'd love to have you guys join us here in this community and help us hit 100 subs. We're so close, man. We are like 8 subs away. So help us out, guys. Hit that subscribe button and join us. And then we've also got Patreon, guys. If you haven't already, consider joining us over on Patreon. The link's down in the description below. But over there, everything is unedited, unfiltered, and we're usually at least a week to 2 weeks ahead over there on Patreon. So with all that being said, guys, let's get into this, man. This is My Hero Academia, Season 3, Episode 57, Rescue Exercises.
The provisional licensing exam is upon us.
All right. For the 100 of you who passed the first test, please turn your attention to the screen.
It's the test arena.
What happens next?
Wait, does that mean...
There's only one more round of the exam. Your goal is simple. Undertake rescue exercises and save the bystanders who are trapped in these disaster sites.
Are they going to have a villain down there, too?
Old people?
Oh,
That's
damn.
so dangerous. Why are they here?
These specialists have been trained as professional persons in need of rescue. They're very popular. Introducing the
They're
Help
very-
Us Company.
the Help Us Company?
Also known as HUC for short.
So they're
Huck?
basically actors, I guess?
It's the kind of job you never think about.
But a necessary one in our world, since they support our hero training.
This looks familiar.
Okay, so they're giving you a benchmark that you have to hit at the minimum to pass, and if you hit over that, you pass. But what they haven't clarified yet is there a limit to how many people can pass, or anybody out of this 100 could pass? So all 100 people could pass, but do they have enough HUC, bystanders to actually allow that to happen? It's kind of interesting. It's been very vague so far.
It's like Camino Ward. I wonder if they based it off that.
It's true that the situations are similar, but our only goal then was to rescue Bakugo from the villains. We let the pros handle search and recovery. And you'll recall, there were many casualties.
Yeah.
Not this time.
Guys, you gotta listen to this story. It's pretty juicy.
What's the rating?
Triple X.
Go on.
Triple X.
That fox in the bodysuit from Shiketsu, the one over there. Yeah?
If you're just gonna say she's hot, that's obvious. I've had my eyes on her since the moment we crossed paths.
Oh my
This,
gosh,
I
Bubbles.
saw her hiding in the rocks with Midoriya, buck naked. Midoriya!
But naked.
What are you doing while the rest of us were just trying to stay alive, you bastard?
This entire test, nothing but a joke for you!
Guys, cool it! What's going on?
Don't play stupid with us! What devious things were you doing with that uber hottie?
Yeah, she's still
She's
waving
still
at
just
you!
You
waving.
Midoriya, I beg you!
I told you nothing weird went down!
Oh, hey, it's Shiketsu.
Bakugo,
What?
I think you met Shishikura in a test, my classmate with the flesh-molding power.
So much hair. Yeah, I took him out.
He's
I
a guy who
thought
had
so.
like burger ability or
I'm
something
guessing
like
he may
that.
have acted rudely or perhaps offended you. He has a tendency to try and push his own values onto others. He probably couldn't help it in your case, since you're pretty famous. I apologize for him. I'd like to build a good relationship between our schools.
I guess he wants to be friends.
So he says. But the way they were fighting, it didn't seem that way.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Did I hurt your feelings? Well, the thing is, son of Endeavor,
I had a feeling he
I
had
just
something to do with his
can't help
dad.
but hate both of you. You've changed a little bit since the first time our paths crossed. But you definitely still have your father's eyes.
Something wrong, Yoarashi?
Nope, not a thing, sir!
My father's eyes? Todoroki.
See you out there.
See you out there? What is that supposed to mean?
You're an insatiable.
I told you it's not what you think! That girl is actually super scary!
Please, you're acting disgracefully. This test isn't over. You need to focus.
Just look at her!
Have you even begun to strategize?
What are you thinking about, Uraraka?
I don't like this. Why do I feel so flustered? I was fine when I was fighting earlier. But now...
So then, we're starting.
It's time.
Heavily damaged roads, the first responders have unfortunately been delayed for the time being.
What is with these rooms?
Until emergency services arrive, the heroes
I think
in
it's
the
sweet
area
the way
will
they
lead
just
the
open up
rescue
like that.
efforts. Your task is to save as many people as you can and help the injured. And with that, begin!
Saving
All right, let's
lives is
get
the
started.
greatest ambition a hero can have. We'll work
Honestly,
as a
Wind
team
would be a
as
pretty
much as
badass
possible.
tower, I'm not gonna lie.
Right!
You're going on your own again?
Why are you damn extras always following me? We just wanna...
I love his face.
Right, so
We just wanna.
try to get this over quickly for me, yeah?
Rescue exercises.
Even though this is just a test, it feels pretty real.
Stay alert! Be careful of falling debris and explosions.
What's wrong, Midoriya?
I hear someone! Help me, please! Look, there he is! My grandpa! He's been crushed! I think he's hurt! Oh no! This looks bad! Where is he? This looks bad? That points off your score!
That points off your
You should do
score.
is see how bad my injuries are and if I can walk. I'm breathing kind of weird too, aren't I? And didn't you even notice that I'm bleeding from the head? People with hero licenses should be able to judge a victim's condition in an instant! Are the members of Huck the
Damn.
ones who are gonna be scoring us? Your gross lack of training is all too apparent right now. You better shape up and pay attention, newbies! All right,
Okay, so now this is starting to make a lot more sense. So they're being scored by the actual Huck employees based off of how they were taken care of and how they were rescued. Okay, now this is starting to make a lot of sense. Actually, that is actually on a very genius way to score the test.
let's rope this area off as a hazard zone. Over there! Don't you worry. We'll definitely save him. I can carry this boy to the first aid station myself. You guys, go on without me.
All right.
Let's do this!
It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Is that your only line?
Is that your only
I'll save
line?
you. I promise I will. Shut up!
This buzz in my chest. What am I doing?
Is it because you like him?
I've got to push these feelings down. Deku is giving his all to reach his goal. No room for anything else. I don't want to change that.
You've got a crush on someone, right? So do I. And I bet you also want to be exactly like that special person, huh?
I'll put these feelings away. I'll focus on working just as hard as he does. And reach my dream.
I don't know. I don't think you can just shove emotions like that to the side.
Everyone's doing well for the most part, but there's still a ways
I mean,
to
I guess
go.
temporarily you could.
What's a test without a few surprises?
I was about to say, are they going to throw in some
I
villains?
hope they didn't think things would be straightforward.
I had a feeling that this was coming. I was like, because in real life, you're probably going to have villains that are right there also while you're trying to save people. Like that's natural. You know what I mean?
Shiketsu first year. My hero name is Gale Force. Rescue exercises
Gale
get me
Force.
pumped up. You're gonna be safe with me.
Inasa! Wind, eh? Seems like a sloppy approach at first. But in reality, he's manipulating countless airstreams to adapt to all the people and debris he's moving.
Between Stain's fundamentalist ideas and All Might's retirement, there are many who wish to reform the role that heroes play in society. That's just fine. But if negativity and hate take over, like they did for you during the first round of the exam, they can impair your judgment and keep you from your potential.
Who is that guy? Is he just a random bystander up in the
yell.
stands or
It's
something?
way too dark for me to see.
I can at least check their pulse and breathing.
I'll make some room for treatment.
They're so good at this.
Everyone, we should be moving quickly as well. This old man's conscious. He needs help.
It hurts. What are you waiting for?
He's trapped by debris. I'll float it away.
Poor girl. She's gonna lose points that way.
Please, wait a moment. Look at the way
Stop.
the walls have collapsed around him. Right now, the structure is balanced precariously
Man,
like
Momo's
an intricate
freaking
puzzle.
genius, bro.
Everything will topple if we're careless with our movements.
I mean, we already knew that,
We have
but
to do this strategically.
Now I see. You're right.
First, let's use a support beam to prop up this wall. It'll take some time to get everything into place, though.
No worries. You can leave that to
the
us.
theme music.
How's that for a brace? If someone tries to do everything themselves, they'll lose time in the long run. What's important is
teamwork.
being realistic about what your own quirk can and can't do, and then figuring out how you can divide the labor with the other heroes. Focusing on your role during a test where you're trying to stand out takes courage. It's something you can only do if you really understand the situation. But there is still a lot of wasted effort here. If they keep going like this, we won't be able to grant them licenses.
This isn't good. We're just standing around and watching.
Several people already went off on their own. Unlike in the first round, we may need to split up for this one.
We should also work together with other schools. That's how we'll save lives.
Ah,
Did you say
that's
it
why
was
he's
too
our class
dark in there?
representative, man.
Allow my twinkling to save the day.
Perfect. Thanks.
That's a shocker. I didn't think you'd be the first to help. But then, you do love that pose.
You do love that
Yayorozu,
pose.
We'll disperse across the field and get to work.
My arm hurts pretty bad.
Oh, Bakugo. This is going to be very interesting to see how he...
Save yourselves, you whiners!
No!
Work on your rescue style.
It might be
Oh,
really hard. We
Bakugo.
can't just leave him here.
Wait, we are supposed to be low-priority victims with only minor injuries.
So you think that he figured it out? And that's why he told us to go off on our own?
You're kidding me. They took it in a way that made it sound okay?
We'll get you two somewhere safe.
Yeah.
His tone
What?
was wildly inappropriate. Minus points.
What the hell did you say?
What? That's crazy.
hear a
Bro said,
voice.
shut up.
Coming from over there.
Excellent. I'll go first to check on the conditions of those who need to be rescued.
You there. Let me see that boy.
Yeah, of course. His head got hurt somehow. He's bleeding quite a bit, but his wounds don't look very deep. He responds to questions clearly.
He should be fine. Take him to the space over there on the right.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
In the short time until emergency responders arrive, heroes must act alone, helping the victims and performing first aid. Once the professionals show up, the transition should be seamless.
How goes it? Let's see. During their initial response, there was some poor judgment. But the points taken off by Huck members are still pretty minimal. The students are doing better than expected. Less incompetence than usual, I would say.
Wonderful. But in order to protect citizens in need, heroes must multitask. They can't just rescue. They must adapt.
Uh-oh.
What happened? We're gonna die!
We're gonna die!
What?
Tell me, wannabe heroes.
Dang Orca.
Can you rescue people and fight at the same time?
That's Gang Orca!
We're gonna have to save people and battle?
Are you serious?
Well, that's real life.
Aren't they expecting too much from us?
Even for a pro, this would be difficult. They're going a little far, I'd say.
Now, how will you react? Will you fight or protect?
He looks
Help
focused. So does he.
or run away? What would a hero
So does he. All right, let's go, baby. Focus. That's what a hero would do. Yeah, dude. I'm like surprised that everybody's so caught off guard by the fact that they are doing this. Like, I don't know. This seemed logical to me. Like, naturally, if you are saving people, you're probably going to run into villains too. Like, that's reality. Like, the reality is the villains aren't. I mean, maybe some might attack and do this and then dip, but not every circumstance that the Class UA 1A is run into. The villains don't just dip, bro. They are still there. They are still ready to fight and ready to engage with you while you are also having to focus on the victims and the innocent bystanders. So it's like that. This to me is more realistic. So I don't understand why this was caught them so off guard, in my opinion. But I don't know. Either way, though, like Midoriya looked focused. What's the guy from whatever the Shiteku High or whatever it was called, the wind guy, and then you also have Todoroki. The three of them looked extremely focused, and they are ready to take on this challenge. So it'll be interesting to see, because now you have quirks like Todoroki and Midoriya, and honestly some of the wind guy, where it's like you have to have complete control of that quirk, because you can't just go full out attack someone, because then you have all the bystanders around you have to protect. So it's going to be interesting how they strategize on how they're going to go about saving people while also keeping them safe. So, but with all that being said, guys, appreciate you guys for joining me for My Hero Academia Season 3, Episode 57. Next episode, it says that there's a special episode. I'm not sure what a special episode all entails. So I want to go in there and look at it real fast, actually, before we dip out of here, because I want to see what that means when it says a special episode. Let's see. Like, is it a longer episode, or is it just like a special because of what's going on? Let's see. Let's see. Right here. Special episode. Save the world with love. Oh, okay. Now I think I get it. This might actually be a filler is what it is, because it says we take a break from the provisional licensing exam to visit a class held before the summer training camp. Not sure if that's supposed to be filler or not. I guess I'll end up looking it up and I'll see if that is an episode we're going to be watching or not. But guess we will catch you guys either in episode 58 or 59. We'll see based off of what the filler list tells me. So appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a fantastic day. We'll see you in the next one.